For the next 4 to 6 months, if you stuck by this training framework, your body composition will change, you will drop body fat, and you will get stronger. You need to make strength training way less complicated. And if you focus on these 6 pillars, you will drop body fat, you will get stronger, you will have structure, and you'll start seeing results that you haven't seen before. How often and how many training sessions do you actually need to see results? Now, most people assume doing more equals better. In reality, doing less and doing it harder is always going to be better. You don't need 4 or 5 or 6 workouts a week to get results. Doing 3 full body strength training sessions with the right intensity and structure will make the difference. If you have 3 workouts a week, do a full body approach. Do between 4 to 6 exercises. I cover a plethora of examples on my Instagram page. But if you take a hinge, a squat, a knee flexion, a push, a pull, you cover the whole body. That is all you have to do to get good results. Repeat that pattern 2 or 3 times a week. Don't mix up the exercises too much. Just stick with getting consistent, getting stronger, and getting better at the exercise. If you're doing Bulgarian lunges and you're new to them, get good until you're doing the heaviest dumbbell in the gym, and that will take you the next couple of years. That will make significantly better gains than you switching single leg exercises every other week because you don't feel it, it doesn't feel comfortable, or it feels like it's not really working. The second principle is focusing on your macronutrients. Calories are important because that's what macronutrients make up. However, the macros itself is super important. When I coach, I focus on fiber, protein, carbs, and fats. We all know that protein is super important. Biggest issue I see is too many people cut carbs too low, too fast. You're not fueled for workouts, you can't perform well, your body diets, and you end up looking flat, deflated, and no shape. Keep your protein as high as you can with whole foods, lots of fiber, eat enough protein, but make sure that your carbs, even when they're lower, they are timed around your training. So if you're training in the afternoon, you have a carb before the workout and a carb after the workout. It could be a banana before training, and it could be your main dinner with pasta or potatoes after. You want to refuel your glycogen stores, refuel your energy, and you will perform better and feel better after this. There is a reason why the first pillar was how many times a week you train. Progressive overload comes at number 3 because it is important to stick to one exercise and get really good and then increase it. That is how your body responds. Your body adapts to the stimulus, that is how hard you lift and how much you push on the exercise, not you changing things up. Just because you switch things up and you feel sore the next day because you hit the muscle in a different angle doesn't mean better results. Doing the same exercise, going heavier, unlocking a new weight, and pushing and feeling sore, that is a sign of progression and stimulus. That is what we're looking for. If you do the same weight 3 times 10 on a week, and you are able to do it for the next 5 weeks, it is too easy. You should be pushing the weight up until you can do it 8 reps. When you're able to master it up to 10 reps, you increase the weight up again, or the quality of the reps get better. It is super important not to vary things, keep them simple, but also things that you can do. So when again, I mean a hip hinge, a squat, a knee flexion, a push, pull, horizontal, vertical, those movements are incredibly important, and some sort of spinal flexion. So think crunches or leg raises. If you cover all of those in training, you have a good, solid workout plan. Combine that with progressive overload, not training too many times a week, and you have a solid plan. Now, what I mean by exercise selection is don't switch your squats up every single week. Pick a squat pattern, 1 or 2, and run through it every single week. Workout 1 could be a squat on the Smith machine. That might be focusing on your quads and knee flexion. Workout 3 might have a free weight goblet squat that is focusing more of your adductors, so your groin area. You benefit of using a free weight, so challenging your core and your stabilizer muscles, but you're essentially doing the same movement pattern. You don't need to switch it up and do a bunch of different leg and squat exercises every single week to get progress. Before we get into the last 2 pillars, don't forget to hit the like or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It shows me that what I'm putting out is useful and you guys are enjoying it. I'll also leave some links there. You can read about some information that I'm talking about today. Consistency is the most underrated tool in our toolbox. Too many are doing too many things, switching it up, not being consistent, and yo-yo dieting. I just had a conversation, new client that was onboarding. The biggest problem that she had was she kept yo-yoing between weights and calorie dieting and crashing. We implemented systems, basically saying, hey, do this, follow the plan consistently, and you get results, and she started getting results long term. If you stay consistent and you trust the process, you will get better results than switching every other week, yo-yoing the next year, and repeating the same cycle and getting nowhere. So it might feel counterintuitive, but probably not resting long enough between your sets. You need to be training so hard that you need the 2 to 3 minutes that we recommend with strength training and hypertrophy to recover. If you've done a set and you are ready in 60 seconds or less, or even a minute and a half, you are probably not training hard enough, the stimulus is not challenging, and you are giving up when there is mild discomfort, not when there's actual pain and progression happening. The sets should exhaust you so much that you need 2 to 3 minutes, and even when that is done, you don't feel ready because you're only doing 2 more sets or 1 more set to go. That is a sign of a good enough stimulus and weight to cause your body to adapt, progress, and actually change. I plan to cover everything fat loss, strength training, break through the noise. Hit subscribe, click the link in the bio to find out about my coaching, and I'll catch you in the next one.